Hi everyone, this is your Young People's Love Tap video with some basic psychology concepts. I know, you're probably so excited. I actually am very excited, and the reason is because psychology, or understanding a little bit about psychology, can be extremely helpful and very powerful in life if you want to be happy and healthy. And it can help you make sense of the world, because sometimes people's behaviors don't make sense or the world doesn't make sense. So it can be very helpful in having things make sense. And the other powerful benefit from understanding some basic psychology concepts is that it can help you or prevent you from being exploited, used, or manipulated. So that's pretty powerful stuff if you can avoid being used, manipulated, or exploited. So let's dive in. The first concept is called projection. Projection happens all the time with all kinds of people. They're usually not aware of it, but you understanding this concept can help you become awake and aware to when it's happening. So what is projection? Projection is unconsciously taking unwanted emotions or feelings or traits and that you might not like, and actually putting them on somebody else or attributing them to somebody else. So it might look like someone saying, well, she said blah, 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 and maybe she didn't say that, but it's actually the person's own stuff that they're saying. So projection is a little bit more involved than that, but it's really when someone takes their thoughts, feelings, emotions, and puts them on somebody else and attributes them to somebody else. And it's really a powerful tool to dig in and get to understand. So that's basically projection in a nutshell. Next is denial, and denial is very common as well. These are all very common. And denial is actually a defense mechanism whereby you don't allow reality into your brain or your consciousness, and so you kind of block in a subconscious way external or outside events or situations from your awareness. And denial can sometimes be helpful, especially if there's a great tragedy or trauma, but over the long haul, continuous or continued denial is very unhealthy and unhelpful. So denial is another thing. Gaslighting is the next concept that actually originated from like a 1940s movie or something where the husband was turning down the lights, which were gas, and the wife was saying, well, the lights are dimming, or, and he was like, no, they're not. Well, he was completely lying to give her a distorted perception. So gaslighting is extremely valuable to know about because it's a form of manipulation and psychological control, and that's not good. So if you're being gaslighted, it makes you question reality. It makes you question your perceptions. It makes you question, what's going on. There's gaslighting. Very powerful to know about. The next thing is something we rarely talk about, but it's called cognitive dissonance. What cognitive dissonance basically is in our minds, we like to have kind of a state of equilibrium. So sometimes we're in a situation where a person or a situation is not consistent or incongruent with our values, our beliefs, or our perceptions. And so to kind of bring peace to your mind, you kind of might change your values or your opinions or your assessments based on that. So cognitive dissonance is another concept that is very valuable to understand. So how that might look is, one example would be, you're on a diet and you cheat on your diet. Now, that's not consistent with being on a diet, so you kind of change your values and say, well, it won't really matter. It's just this one time, or what have you. Another example would be, you're in a relationship with someone who doesn't share your core and very important belief about saving money or something else. And they're a spender or reckless or whatever, so you might then, because you either have to get rid of them or you have to change your perception or your values or your beliefs so that you can actually be with them. So cognitive cognitive dissonance is very important because it really can affect your behavior and your decisions in the kind of like in the stealth mode, because you wouldn't necessarily be aware of it unless you knew about cognitive dissonance. And the last topic in this little psychology concepts is the self-fulfilling prophecy. Now, I have a whole video about that, so I suggest you go watch it. But basically, what you think and your beliefs will absolutely impact your future in a huge way. And if you're not operating on the self-fulfilling prophecy, then you're probably operating on the self-defeating prophecy, and that's going to get you and defeat you every time. So psychology and basic psychology concepts can really be helpful, really help you have a happy and healthy life. So I hope you've enjoyed that, because I love psychology and I use it to my advantage. Please let me know how I can help you, because I want you to have a great and happy life. Take care.